All right, let's talk about Christmas. Mugs of hot cocoa, ugly sweaters, Mariah Carey on an endless loop, and of course, the birthday of Jesus. But what if I told you that Jesus was almost certainly not born on December 25th? I know, I can hear the gasps from here. It's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real, but for adults. So where did December 25th come from? Well, the Bible is surprisingly quiet on the exact date. It mentions shepherds watching their flocks by night. Now, I'm no expert on ancient Judean agriculture, but most scholars agree that shepherds wouldn't be chilling out in the open fields during the cold, rainy winter nights. It's more of a spring thing. Imagine them out there, huddled together, saying, "Hey, Bartholomew, did you pack the thermal underwear? This is not what I signed up for." It just doesn't quite fit. The earliest Christians for the first couple of centuries didn't even celebrate Jesus' birth. They were more focused on his death and resurrection, the big finale. It was not until around the 3rd and 4th centuries that people started trying to nail down a birthday. And let me tell you, it was a free-fall. Some suggested dates in the spring, like March 28th or April 19th. Others threw out May 20th. It was like they were playing pin the tail on the calendar. So, how did we land on December 25th? The most popular theory involves a bit of clever marketing from the early Roman Church. See, back then, the Romans had a massive week-long festival in late December called Saturnalia. It was a huge deal. It was a time of feasting, gift-giving, gambling, and generally letting loose. Think of it as ancient Rome's version of a modern holiday block party, but with more togas and less arguing over parking spots. Then, right after Saturnalia, on December 25th, was another major holiday, Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, which means the birthday of the unconquered sun. This was a festival celebrating the Roman sun god, Sol Invictus. As the days started getting longer after the winter solstice, it symbolized the rebirth of the sun and the triumph of light over darkness. Sounds kind of familiar, right? So around the 4th century, the church, under leaders like Pope Julius I, might have thought, hey, everyone's already in a party mood around this time. Why fight it? Let's just co-opt it. It was a brilliant move. Instead of trying to get people to stop their winter partying, they just rebranded it. They essentially said, you like celebrating the rebirth of the sun. It's cool, but we've got something even better. The birth of the Son of God, the true light of the world. It was a classic case of, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em and make it holy. This allowed new converts to keep their beloved traditions, like feasting and giving gifts, but with a new Christian meaning. It made the transition to Christianity much smoother. It's like when your favorite band changes their sound a little, but they're still awesome, so you go with it. Another fascinating theory ties the date to an ancient Jewish belief. Some early Christian thinkers believed that great prophets were conceived and died on the same day. It's a bit of a specific belief, but stick with me. They had already established that Jesus' crucifixion happened around the spring equinox, which they calculated as March 25th. So, if he died on March 25th, he must have also been conceived on March 25th, if you count forward 9 months from March 25th. You land exactly on December 25th. Mind blown, right? It's a bit of neat theological math. Whether it's historically accurate is another question, but it shows you the creative ways people were trying to figure this all out. So, when was Jesus likely born? The shepherds in the fields clue points towards a warmer season, maybe spring, or even early autumn. A popular theory among some scholars is that he was born during the Jewish festival of Sukkot, or the Feast of Tabernacles. This festival takes place in the fall, around late September or October. It's a celebration of the harvest and commemorates the time the Israelites wandered in the desert, living in temporary shelters. The Gospel of John says, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us." And the Greek word for dwelt can also mean to pitch a tent or to tabernacle. See the connection? It's a pretty poetic idea, suggesting Jesus came to tabernacle with humanity. Plus, the weather would have been perfect for shepherds to be out at night. But does any of this really matter? Does it ruin Christmas to know that December 25th is probably not the actual day? For most people, probably not. The date was never about historical precision. It was about creating a time for believers to come together and celebrate a central part of their faith. It's a symbolic date, chosen for its powerful themes of light conquering darkness, which resonates deeply during the darkest time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. Think about it. We celebrate all sorts of things on dates that are more symbolic than literal. Your work anniversary isn't the anniversary of you being born, but it marks an important event. Christmas has become a cultural and spiritual phenomenon that's way bigger than just a date on a calendar. It's about the spirit of giving, of family, of hope, and for believers, the birth of their Savior. So, this holiday season, as you untangling those stubborn Christmas lights or trying to figure out what to get for your cousin you only see once a year, you can share this fun fact. Jesus was probably a spring or autumn baby. But the party's in December, and everyone's invited. The historical accuracy might be shaky, but the spirit of the season, the goodwill, the joy, that's very real. Whether you're celebrating a historical event or a beautiful tradition, the important thing is the meaning you find in it. So go ahead, enjoy that extra piece of fruitcake. You can tell yourself it's what Jesus would have wanted, maybe. We don't have a scriptural source on that one either. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Happy holidays.